let's go sew this precious patchwork drawstring bag. The first thing I did was start with 2 pieces of fabric, 8 inches by 18 inches. This one is patchwork. I just pieced some pieces together. If you're not sure how to do patchwork, tons of tutorials on my page. This one is patchwork 8 by 18. This one is solid 8 by 18. This is gonna be the inside of my bag. This is gonna be the outside of my bag. I took my 8 inch by 3 inch pieces to the ironing board, and on the 3 inch end, I folded it down, and then I folded it down again, probably about 1/4 of an inch each time. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't really matter. We're just trying to get rid of that raw edge. The next thing I'm going to do is take it where I folded it over and over again, and I'm gonna stitch both ends of both pieces. Straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam, back stitching when I start and when I stop, because my grandma said so. Every time I remind y'all to back stitch and I don't say because my grandma said so, somebody comes in my comments and reminds me that I didn't say it, and I get so tickled. My grandma would be so proud. I've done this. Now I'm gonna lay these to the side, and then I'm gonna take my bag, the outside of my bag and the inside of my bag. The outside of my bag, I'm gonna fold in half, and I'm gonna sew here and here. Straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam, following the edge of my presser foot with the edge of my fabric, back stitching when I start and when I stop. This is a super easy project and would be precious made out of Valentine fabrics to send treats to school with or for your teacher. But whatever you make, be sure to email me a photo to hometownquiltcompany@gmail.com. I've sewn this. I'm gonna set it to the side. Now I'm gonna do my lining. I'm gonna fold my lining in half, pretty side to pretty side. And what I'm going to do is line it up, and I'm gonna sew all the way down one side, and then on the other side, I'm gonna sew down that side, but I'm gonna leave a hole in this side so that I can turn my whole project right side out. So let me find my handy dandy Sharpie. Y'all don't yell at me. Y'all know I love a Sharpie. Okay, 2 marks. I'm going to sew here, and then I'm gonna sew here. These 2 marks are the hole that I'm going to leave open so I can turn my project right side out. So I'm gonna sew down here except for that hole, and I'm gonna sew across this side right here. Straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam, back stitching when you start and when you stop, because my grandmother terrified me that if I didn't, my projects would fall apart. I love this community that we're building. I love the encouragement that comes from y'all, and I love the comment section. I love to hear the tips that y'all have and the way that y'all help each other. Ooh, here comes the fun part. Okay, you're gonna take your lining, turn it right side out, okay? There's a hole in it, but that's supposed to be there. You left it, so when you see it, don't freak out. Right side out. Then you're gonna take these short pieces. This is going to be what your ribbon goes through to tie your drawstring bag. You're going to fold it in half with the pretty sides on the outside, meaning the side that you have sewn goes on the inside. Fold it in half long ways. I could have ironed mine in half, but I didn't really want the crease. If you don't mind the crease, or if you want the crease, I want you to iron it. I didn't want to. Ironing it is not gonna hurt anything. Maybe super helpful if you're beginning. It's just not what I wanted. But just because I didn't do it doesn't mean that you can't do it, okay? All right, that goes there. Now I've lined it up at the top of my lining, and I'm clipping it, just like that. Then I'm gonna turn it over. I'm gonna take my second piece. Remember, pretty sides on the outside. We want the side that we have sewn on the inside. Lay it down there, match it up reasonably. Doesn't have to be perfect. If I waited to have something perfect to show y'all, you wouldn't even know who I was. Line it up and then clip it. All right, now, this is what you have. We're going to take this handy dandy situation and we're gonna put it inside the other part of our drawstring bag. Now, this is the patchwork part. We've sewn it, but we did not turn it right side out. So we're gonna put this inside of it. Let me show y'all what we have. We have, what do you see? Pretty side to pretty side. That's what we want to see. Pretty side to pretty side, right? So we're going to push our little pieces down in so they're in between the lining and the patchwork on both sides. We're going to push it in all the way around. And the next thing we're going to do is just sew all the way around it. And we're going to be done. Easy peasy. Now, I'm going to move my clips just to have all the pieces clipped together, because currently it's just clipped to the lining and I want it clipped in between all three. Very good. Now we're gonna sew in one big circle. We're just gonna sew all the way around. Straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam. And y'all already know, back stitch when you begin and when you end. There's no secret to sewing this circle slow and steady, following the edge of your fabric with the edge of your presser foot all the way around. This is what we have, all sewn together. Now take your hand, put it inside your bag, find the hole that you left. Dun, dun, dun. There's my hole. And turn your bag right side out. Y'all know the drill. Chopstick, handy dandy tool, fingers, no scissors. Do not use your scissors. It's a terrible idea. Terrible, I promise. And I know this from many experiences because, you know, I thought, well, I'll be more careful next time. No, it's still a terrible idea. Don't do it. Here's your lining. All right, so somebody asked me about closing the hole up in the lining. They don't really understand what I mean. Okay, so here's your hole, right? If you fold it, if you push it out with your fingers like that, it kind of folds in to match the seams on both sides. Push that in and hold it. And then all you're doing is sewing right there. You're just sewing close to that edge to close that hole up. Easy peasy, straight stitch. I've closed my hole up. I'm gonna take my lining, push it down into my bag. Oh my goodness, y'all look how cute this is. Easy, and we've been doing this tutorial for like grand total. Everything I'm gonna cut out, 11 minutes so far. So, super fast. Although I did already have the patchwork done. That does take a little while. Pull off all your threads. Nobody, not a single soul, wants threads hanging from that gift you just gave them. No one. All right, I have a safety pin and 30 inches of ribbon. I'm gonna take my 30 inches of ribbon and I'm gonna feed it through my drawstring bag. Oh my goodness, y'all, this is so sweet. This would make a sweet carrier for a teacher's gift for Valentine's Day. Y'all know I'm all up into the teacher's gifts. 2 reasons. Number 1, lots of my students are teachers. And number 2, I have little people. And so I'm always trying to think of something that my teachers would enjoy. Oh my goodness. Let's see if it works. Are y'all ready? Oh my goodness. My name is Tammy. I'm your favorite sewing teacher, and I would love for you to come sew with me.